Okay, so get this. Picture scrolling through your feed, right? And you see video. Drake doing the salsa in a full-on llama costume.
Oh, wow.
Hilarious, right? But wait, it gets better. It's not real.
Yeah.
None of it. It's completely AI generated.
Wow.
You're kidding. Nope. All thanks to this new tech, SORA. That's SORA. It's from OpenAI. And get this, you could be making stuff just like it before you know it.
Seriously.
Yeah. So today, we're diving deep into this Aura thing, seeing what it can do, the whole 9 yards, how it might just flip the script on video as we know it.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Perfect. So, we've both been looking into this. What's got everyone buzzing? What's the big deal with Aura anyway?
Well, honestly, it's the videos. They're just too real, like creepily real. I mean, you literally can't tell the difference between something someone actually shot and what SORA spits out.
Wow.
It's night and day from those old AI videos, the kind that were like clunky and short. SORA's making these long, seamless videos. Just crazy.
It's pretty wild. I kept seeing unprecedented control over and over in the research. Like, that's the game changer. So it's not just Sora whipping up videos all willy-nilly. It's like you can actually direct it, right?
Right.
Camera angles, the transitions, lighting, all of it.
Exactly. Think of it this way. A filmmaker wants, I don't know, a shot of a whale breaching, right?
Yeah.
Super dramatic, but crazy expensive and difficult to get for real. Sora just makes it happen. Boom. Done. And for a fraction of the cost.
Wow.
It's a game changer, especially for like indie filmmakers or even just smaller companies. Imagine making an ad for your local bakery, but it looks like a Super Bowl commercial.
Right. And speaking of, all the research is saying this could totally change, democratize the whole video scene.
Yeah.
Way more accessible, especially for those indie creators and small businesses you're talking about.
Totally. I mean, think about how it works now, right? Making videos is crazy expensive. You've got the crew, the equipment, location fees, edit. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
With AI, you could be cranking out high-quality stuff way faster for way less money. It's huge for people who, I don't know, maybe couldn't have even thought about using video before.
It's exciting to think about all the creative stuff that could come from that, for sure. And maybe this is a total buzzkill, but with these hyper-realistic videos, I mean, how do we even know what's real anymore?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah.
That's kind of terrifying when you think about it.
Definitely. I mean, think about deepfakes. Those videos that look incredibly real but are completely made up.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff. We're going to need some really good tools to spot those, and even more importantly, people need to learn how to be more media literate. We can't just believe everything we see anymore.
It's true. Seeing is no longer believing. We might have to just rethink our whole relationship with video. But let's not end on a downer.
Mm.
The research did mention a potential creative renaissance thanks to Sora. Is that too optimistic or what?
No way. I actually think AI could bring on a whole new era of storytelling. But the key is that it'll be a collaboration. It's not that AI is going to replace filmmakers or anything, but it gives them these amazing new tools to work with. Like, imagine if a director could use AI to take care of all the boring technical parts of making a film.
I see what you're saying.
Right, like rendering a really complex scene or doing crazy special effects. It would free them up to focus on the story, the characters, the artistic stuff.
So instead of spending weeks rendering one scene, they can focus on what makes the story really tick.
Yes, exactly. It's not about replacing the artists, but giving them the tools to be even more creative.
It's like, I don't know, a painter using pre-mixed paints instead of having to grind their own pigments from scratch. Still an artist, just without all the tedious prep work.
100%. And who knows, maybe with AI taking care of all the technical stuff, we'll see completely new kinds of video genres we can't even imagine right now. It's exciting.
It really is. We started with Drake in a llama suit, and now we're talking about completely new forms of art. Wild. But it makes sense. Video is such a powerful medium, and AI is basically about to make it even more powerful. We're just scratching the surface, really.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, entertainment, right? I mean, what about education, journalism? Any field where showing, not just telling, is huge.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine, taking students to ancient Rome for a history lesson, actually being there. Or what about doctors using AI to practice surgery, but, for real?
Wow.
And documentaries. Forget those cheesy reenactments. We could have crazy, realistic, historical stuff. Or news reports with, I don't know, data visualizations that actually make sense.
It's true. It's almost like AI is giving us these new ways to learn about the world, like totally new senses or something.
It's wild. And it goes back to that human AI thing we were talking about. AI isn't replacing creativity. It's just adding to it.
Yeah.
AI could build these realistic worlds and characters, and then the human artists can do their thing, focus on the story, the feels, all that.
So it's less about AI taking everyone's jobs and more about the jobs changing. Less technical, more about the creative vision.
Exactly. It's like architects using that CAD software, right?
Yeah.
They still need to get design, but the software does all the hard work, makes them way more efficient.
That makes sense. But how do we make sure that the human element doesn't disappear completely? That videos don't just become, like, super generic and boring?
Oh, that's a good point. I think it comes down to how we actually use these AI tools. Can't just rely on them to make all the creative calls,
Right.
It's a balance. We've got to keep that human touch, those real emotions. That's what grabs people.
AI is a tool, not the artist itself.
That's it. And this is where I think giving the AI really good instructions is important. The more specific you are, the better it'll understand what you're going for.
It's like giving an artist a detailed picture instead of just saying, hey, paint something pretty.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, with humans and AI working together, we could see all sorts of new stories being told from all kinds of voices and perspectives.
That's a really great point. But it also makes me think about the flip side. What if someone uses this tech for, like, propaganda or spreading fake news
Yeah.
on a huge scale?
Yeah, that's a very real concern. It's like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. That's why we need rules, ethical guidelines, all of that.
So it's not just about making the technology, but about making sure it's used the right way.
Exactly. We have to make sure it's used to do good, to help people understand the world better,
It's definitely a lot to think about.
It is, but it's clear that AI is going to change video forever. Whether it's for better or worse, well, that's up to us to figure out.
That's a lot, isn't it? We went from Drake in a llama suit to, like, the fate of humanity.
Right, but seriously, it does feel like we're, stepping into this whole new world, uncharted territory.
Totally. And just like with anything new, we've got to be careful. Think about the future we want with all this tech, the stories we want to tell.
Yeah, and it's not just on the people making it, right? It's on everyone. Like, all of us watching these videos need to be in the loop.
Right, be informed, engaged.
Totally. We should be talking about this stuff everywhere. Schools, the news, online. Like, it's the only way to really get a handle on what's happening.
So how do we even start? How does someone become, like, AI literate?
Honestly, I think it's just knowing this stuff exists, like just realizing how powerful this tech is. And then you can start asking those questions.
Okay.
Like, who made this video? Why? Is it trying to trick me,
Become a more, like, critical viewer, not just watching, but really thinking about what you're seeing.
100%. And that brings me to what I really want to leave you with. Think about it. AI is going to change what video can even be, right?
Right.
So how will that change how we see the world, our place in it?
That's a really good question. And on that note, listeners, we want to hear from you. What do you think about all this AI video stuff? Does it excite you? Worry you? Hit us up with your thoughts, your predictions, whatever you've got. This is a conversation we all need to be part of. So keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and, as always, keep diving deep.